Hey guys, Tiffany with another video, and as you guys saw in the title, this is going to be all about the Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. Here is what the packaging looks like. Now, I did recently pick this up. I picked this up during the Sephora VIB sale. You guys know I usually like to pick up one foundation during the sale, and I had my eye on this one because I heard some really great things about it. Now, if you also follow me on Snapchat, then you saw where I recently did a wear test on this over the weekend. I think I wore this foundation for like a total of 13 hours. I did wear it to work, and I tell you guys all the time, when I try out a foundation at work, like, I'm really gonna put it through the test because I go through so many different things at work. So you did get to see that if you follow me on Snapchat, but I know not everybody has Snapchat, so I still wanted to come on here and do a first impression. And normally I don't like first impression videos. I feel like they're not all that helpful because your thoughts can always change. But I was really blown away about this foundation, and I felt like I owed it to you guys to bring you an actual first impression video. So we're gonna go ahead first and talk about some of the claims of this foundation. Then we'll get into the wear test because I did save those videos. So for those of you who don't have Snapchat, I'll go ahead and upload the wear test, and then I'll just come back towards the end and tell you guys my overall thoughts so far for this foundation. So let's get started. So once again, this is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. This is supposed to be a 24-hour foundation. This foundation is going to run you $38. You are getting 30 milliliters, which is 1.01 fluid ounces. So just a small amount over the typical 1 ounce foundation. They did release 40 shades in this foundation. The shade that I picked up was Y505. They actually don't have this in my Sephora yet, so I kind of had to guess when I went with the shade online. It is the foundation that I am wearing today, and it's the foundation I've been wearing for the past few days. Now, as far as some of the claims of this foundation, it says it's a next generation mattifying foundation that combines full coverage, 24-hour wear, and a second skin effect. It contains the latest generation Flexi Fit Mesh Complex, which is supposed to adapt to the movement of the skin for a more comfortable wear. It's a buildable texture that won't clog pores and is easy to apply and blend. It leaves your complexion looking velvety without a mask effect. It's a waterproof formula that makes for a long-lasting, flawless finish and is enriched with cinnamon and ginger to be respectful of your skin. It is supposed to be medium to full coverage, suitable for combination to oily skin. And again, as I said, it is supposed to be a 24-hour wear foundation. No, I did not test out that 24-hour wear claim. I'm sorry, but I'm just not about to go with a full face of makeup for 24 hours. That is just crazy to me. But I want to say I ended up wearing it for about a total of 13 hours, which to me is still really, really good. So again, we're going to jump into that wear test, and then I'll come back and tell you guys my thoughts. So these bathroom lights clearly are not the best here at work, but I just wanted you guys to see this foundation. I put this foundation on at about 8 this morning. It is 11:32. Just the foundation, no concealer, and just some powder. No concealer today, no bronzer, no highlighter, nothing extra. Foundation, brows, mascara, and some powder. And so far, so good, I think. So I've had this foundation on now for about 10.5 hours. I wanted to come outside so you guys can see it in like the natural lighting, even though it's starting to get a little dark. But it's been about 10.5 hours now that I've had this foundation on, and I have to tell you guys, to me, it still looks really, really good. I did notice a little bit of oxidation where it's looking a little red, but for the most part, 10.5 hours, I haven't blotted or anything. This may be a winner, surprisingly, because I had no expectations for this foundation, but so far, so good.
I'ma say bye, 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 but I know I won't think twice.
Gotta tell you guys, I am really enjoying this foundation. Like I said, I heard some really great things about it, but I just wasn't sure because I haven't had the best of luck with Makeup Forever foundations. They are just not my favorite brand when it comes to foundations because they never seem to work for me. As far as the shade Y505, I do feel like it just turned just a little bit red, like not like a clay red or like a really noticeable red, but for me I feel like it did oxidize a bit and it pulled a bit red. Today I decided, of course, with the full face that I was going to wear it with more of a highlighting concealer, but when I wore it for work I didn't wear any concealer at all. Like I didn't do anything extra because I don't get all done up for work, so it was just a foundation and powder. But I definitely feel like with the highlighted concealer and all the bronzer and everything, like I can make it work and it really doesn't look as red as it did when I was just wearing it by itself. I definitely love how this foundation feels on my skin. It like I can really move my face and everything just like moves, and this is still a matte foundation. Like it's still a matte finish, but it's super comfortable. Now I did notice that this transfers, like when I put a towel up to my face, like a paper towel, it does transfer onto the paper towel. But that's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. It just lets me know like what elements or what situations I can wear the foundation, because a lot of foundations that I own, unfortunately, they aren't transfer proof, and I don't think that was one of the claims for this foundation anyway. I do think, again, 40 shades you should be able to find your match, but I think the downside of that is if they don't have it in store and you're not used to this foundation, you're just gonna have to take a guess like I did. But I am really happy with it. I probably could have went, I don't know, like one shade up, but I really like this. I always say I can work more with a darker foundation because you can do highlighting and all that, as opposed if it's too light, because then you're just gonna look like super ashy, and sis, that's not cute. I think the wear of this foundation is really good. I did notice where I started to get a little oily and shiny, but I don't think that's anything that, like a quick blotting, just pressing it out with maybe some powder, or even just taking a paper towel and putting it up against your face wouldn't fix. So I was really happy with that. Now the thing I am noticing with wearing it today, I did try out a new primer that I've never worn before. When I wore it before, I had it with the Natasha Silk Canvas, which you guys know I absolutely love, and I just loved how it looked. But I am noticing that it is kind of settling into my lines, and I've probably had this foundation on now for maybe about 6 hours, so I'm noticing where it's settling a bit into my fine lines. But I think that may have to do with the primer, so that may be something you have to be cautious of. Maybe it doesn't work as well with different sort of primers, because like I said, I didn't notice that before. But overall, I am really liking this foundation. This is a good one. Again, if you are a dry skin guy or girl, I'm not sure how it's going to work for you because it is geared more towards oily and combination skin. I know that here I usually have like dry patches. My skin is a little bit drier here, so I can definitely see where it was kind of a little clingy to those areas. So I think that if you're dry skin, this may not be the best foundation for you. But I definitely think if you are oily or combo oily, this is something that you may want to check out. Just go to Sephora, pick up a sample. But so far I am really blown away. Like just the fact of how well this held up during work and on a Saturday, which is a really busy day. It's a lot of things going on in the post office. Like it held up really well, and it just like I knew I had to come and do a first impression for you guys. But let me know if this is a foundation that you tried out, you picked it up, you like it, you dislike it, all that other good stuff. You know, I want to know down below in the comment section. If you are someone that is drier, please let us know how this foundation worked for you, so that way for someone who may be dry skin and was thinking about picking it up, that may be helpful for them. But anything else that you guys want to tell me down below in the comment section, because you know I love and appreciate your feedback. So until next time, bye YouTube.